This is Bruce Chamoff, the web design coach, and you're watching the Web Design Business Success Series on YouTube. For more videos on succeeding with online marketing, web design, social media, or SEO, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. In this video, I want to give you a quick tutorial on how to make a much better thumbnail for your YouTube videos that are going to stand out and get more views. And the very first step is to take a selfie of yourself. I got it right here. Yes, I'm not the best looking guy in the world, but I am definitely professional enough and I'm personal enough. And you know what? We are going to take out this whole entire white wall. The first thing that's very important is make sure that you have a white wall behind you or a green screen. All right. I mean, if you don't have a green screen, and you know, most people use green screens for videos and take out the background, I think that wearing dark clothing and being in front of a white wall, or even, you know, just like an eggshell color wall, is a really good way to do it. Now, I'm using PaintShop Pro, but you can use Photoshop. Obviously, most of us have Photoshop instead of having PaintShop Pro, but it works the same. Now, what I'm using is this tool called the freehand tool, and it's available on Photoshop as well. And for the settings, with PaintShop Pro particularly, you can have what's called Smart Edge or Edge Seeker. So we're going to use the edge, and we're going to trace out the edges of the darker areas of my picture and get rid of the white. I don't even need the actual hand. This is for the video for running your web design out of a home office. But let me just show you how to do this. So I'm going to select the Smart Edge. Sometimes you have to use a couple of different tools. And you can use a feather. The feather smooths it out a bit, and there's also smoothing here. So the feather basically smooths out the difference of the pixels. And without me getting all technical, you also want to put on Anti-Alias, because that keeps it smooth as well. So all you're going to do is, with this particular tool in PaintShop Pro or Photoshop, here's what we're going to do. You're going to basically just keep clicking, and you can see that it's drawing a dashed line, an outline between the gray of my shirt and the white. And now I'm just going up through the fleshy part of this picture. The ear's a little hard, and the hair's a little hard too, especially when you got all types of, you know, spiking or whatever. If you have in a picture where, you know, your hair is not so spiky, it might look better. This is where the smoothing and the anti-alias above, those settings come into play. So now you want to click little motions, and I gotta tell you, it's gonna be uncomfortable, unpleasant in the beginning until you get used to this. Your hand might hurt. And it's okay. You can just take your hand. I'm taking my hand off the mouse right now. Just don't kill all the progress you've had. And I'm just going to go. It might not be perfect, but you can see that's trying to get the contours of the difference of the colors. So you kind of miss some gray over there. That's all right. We can fix that later. And once you get to the bottom, all you have to do is just go across like that. And I'm going to right click. Actually, maybe I should just go down like this. Okay, let's go down here. You're going to go across, and then you're going to right click. Now we have it. Okay, great. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this image, and you can see it's fairly smooth. It's not perfect. There's my little outline. And I'm going to cut it. I'm just going to say edit, cut, and then I'm going to paste as a new image, and there it is. Perfect. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to save this. We don't want to lose our work. And I know I see it got a little crooked over there. We can just clean that up. You don't need to see exactly that. So let's go ahead. Let me save that. Okay, so let me go ahead. I'm just going to say master. I'll just call it master for now. And you can tell that there's a transparent background. It's a ping. Pings are great for transparent backgrounds. You cannot do this with a JPEG. You can do it with a GIF, but nobody's really using GIFs these days. Ooh, I cut my ear off there, didn't I? See, you got to kind of go back, and you can do a couple of enhancements. What's cool about PaintShop Pro is it has this toothbrush tool You can actually whiten up your teeth a little bit if you want. I mean, it's not that my teeth are yellow, but it's because the lighting just wasn't the greatest. And you can, you know, play around with all the different settings. Oop, that was not good. But you want this to be as perfect as you can. Okay, and I can probably just go a few more times and make it a little bit wider. So I think I just got my whole face here, didn't I? Yeah, there we go. And you can also play with settings like brightness and contrast. I mean, you can even add a little more color to it because the brighter colors are better. Whoa, look at that already. Wow, let's see what this looks like. Wow, look at the difference. I just added some contrast. That's perfect. Good. So I'm going to use that. And now, all I'm going to do is start another picture. What I want to do is I want a nice bright photo. I'm using magenta. Doesn't seem like a lot of people are using magenta. So let's go ahead and use magenta. I'm just going to basically just have maybe like a 700 by 700 picture here. And I'm going to take the master. I'm going to copy that. So let's go ahead and copy it. And I'm going to paste it here. I have to change this. Okay. We're just going to paste as a new layer. Perfect. Great. Now I'm just going to crop it out. I don't really need the whole photo. I mean, this is up to you if you want to do this. I'm just going to do something like this. Just so the whole thing gets cut off. Now we're going to crop it. So image, and we're going to crop the selection. And now I have on the right side, because I have a new layer, and if you're using Photoshop or PaintShop Pro, I definitely suggest you use different layers. Put your picture on the layer and then have a transparent one. And now you select this one, and you can just choose any color you want. Like I said, I'm choosing magenta. Why? Because not a lot of people are using magenta, it seems, on YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and just use the fill tool and fill it in. Okay. Now, maybe I want some kind of gradient. Now it's starting to look pretty nice. But you know what? I'm not going to use blue because my friend Alex uses blue all the time. So let's change that. All right. So we're going to, you got to kind of play with this. I think we're going to maybe have a lighter, maybe like a purplish a little bit if you want. And then you go and you select the gradient, and then you have to choose. You have a different, you have a foreground. There you go. Right there. The foreground and the background. Let's choose that. Wow. That's looking nice. Now, let's go ahead and save that. Now, if you're using Photoshop, you want to definitely save this as a PSD. You get all your layers saved that way. Or PaintShop Pro, you're going to save this as a PSP. So again, PaintShop Pro, PSP, Photoshop, PSD. I think most of you know about Photoshop. Okay, so, oh, I didn't even give it a name, did I? All right, so let's go ahead. Let's say YouTube. You can actually see that I have some of these other ones going on. Now, the thumbnails, this is very important. If you want to put text in here, when people are watching other videos and your video comes up at the end in related videos, you only see this going all the way down. Sorry for all the beeping. I'm in New York City and there's a lot of beeping here. So people are going to see this area. They're hardly going to see this area. So you want all the text right above your head and below your head. So let's get the text tool. And this is about home office for web designers. So I'm just going to basically say, don't worry, I'll fix the colors in a minute. Home office for web designers. Great. Now let's go ahead and make that look nice. Now on this background, okay, a dark background, yellow stands out. It's great. And you probably don't want any highlights. So let's get rid of the highlight here. I'm just going to close that off. Look how nice it is. You can do white also. And what's interesting is that the text automatically goes onto its own layer. So you can move it around without touching the rest. So I'm just going to do this. Home office. And I think I'm going to edit that text to be 3 lines. I don't like that word. I don't like web designer getting out, so you don't want too much. Because you want this to stand out in the related videos at the end of other videos. Okay, so my ear missing doesn't look so bad, does it? So we're going to leave it. Now, what I'm going to do, because I'm on a separate layer, I'm going to move this down a little bit. It's looking sharp. It really is. Okay. And I'm just going to say home office for web designers. I'm going to change this. I'm going to make this a little, let's just say home office for. Now this is going to get a little wishy-washy here. All right, let's see. Oh, it's not so bad. For web designers. All right, and then we might have to make the text a little smaller. Should I move myself down a little more? No, it's not so bad, is it? That's it. Home office for successful web designers. You know what? We're going to change this. We're going to. Sometimes you have to play around with the videos, with the text. I'm going to say home office. I'm going to do this. We're going to put the Y. Start off with the Y. Why successful web designers have home office. Okay, now I'm not going to move my picture down. I'm just going to make this a little smaller. It's still going to look great. And again, I don't know why that outlook came in that outline. All right, it's good. Maybe a little too small. You got to play with it. I think you see that. All right, so I got 36. Perfect. Why successful? Oh. Get rid of the word for in there. Excellent. Does this work? Yeah, it might be cut off. Remember, you got to keep it narrow. And if you have to make the text a little smaller, go ahead and do it. Why successful web designers have home offices? I don't want the phrase home office broken. I can do something like that. And maybe I should put it in. Yeah, that should be okay. I mean, it should be fine. As long as it doesn't go too far into the left or right. So that's fine. Let's get some exclamation points in there. Why not? I think that's great. Now we're going to upload this to my YouTube channel. Now you want to save this as a ping probably. Keep it going with the ping. You can see what I'm doing here. That's fine. It gets one layer now. So that's why you have to save your master PSD. Okay, good. Now I'm going to, you want to save that PSD or PSP, depending on your program, or if you have another program, you got to keep those layers. Once you make it a ping, it's no longer, it has layers, okay? So now let's log into YouTube. And I'll show you how to add the custom thumbnail. So I've switched over to my video, and you can see that here is a custom thumbnail. You might have to enable this and be eligible. Not everyone's eligible for a custom thumbnail. If you are, great. Click the button. And we're going to go over to this. We can see all my web design clients here. Okay, and there it is, right there. Now it's uploading it. Perfect. Look at it now. Now you can see here that it got a little cut off there. You see that the top is cut off. You have to double check, make sure it's all right. Now, I want to make sure this looks great. I don't want any problems. That second line is getting cut off. So I'm going to move this down just a little bit. Now, I ran into the trap. Let's close this. And we want to load up that PSD or PSP. Okay? Very important. I'll get this down just a little bit. It looks like I'm about to be cut off over there too on the bottom. You can see. So move it down a little bit. And you have to test it. Plenty of testing. Now 36 might be too big. Let's go 30. Okay. Let's move it down a little bit. Move my picture up a little. My head shot there. Now this should work. Okay. So again, we're going to save it and save it again as a ping. Okay. Good, fine. We're just going to keep on uploading until I can see it, see the whole thing in here. So change image. I'm going to do this again. Let's see what happens. Still don't like it. Ugh. But you can see what I'm trying to do here. So let's, you know what we're going to do? We're going to save this. It might be that it picked up from a cache also. So we're going to just save it as master 2 and see if it changes anything. Okay. This is 2, right? Okay, let's upload that. You want to test. Still not working. So we're going to try one more thing. I'm going to take my picture, my headshot out, and make it a little smaller so I can put more of, of this text in here. We probably don't need my headshot taking up that much room anyway. So now I'm going to resize. And I definitely want to resize it probably about 75%. Make sure your width and height are proportional. Proportional. And then we're going to copy that right back into that layer. So I'm just going to say edit, paste as new layer. Sure, why not? No, it's just another layer. There we go. Now my whole shoulder there is cut off. But you got to play with this, and the color just works amazingly well when you do that. Let's see if this works. Okay, so what we're going to do is, well, first of all, we definitely need, look what I'm doing. See, we all fall into this trap. We want the actual master file with the layers. Okay, and then you save it back. I'll just say 2A. Okay, and then let's do the ping here. Okay, good. Now, keep on going just until this is perfect. I mean, this has to be, you have to like it because other people are going to see this. There we go. All right, my neck is just about cut off, but I'm not going to worry about it. We got it. Now let's double check that. We spelled everything right. Why successful web designers have home offices. 3 exclamation points. Perfect. And that's how you do it. Make sure you save your changes. You have any questions and you need any help? Let me know in the comments. Now, let me tell you one more thing. You have to make sure you're eligible for the custom thumbnail. You want to go to status and features under your channel. So you go to channel in the Creator Studio. And if you haven't gotten to the Creator Studio, just click on your thumbnail and go click this button. This YouTube changes everything very quickly, so this part might be outdated. But creating your perfect thumbnail will never be outdated. Okay, now you're going to come here and you're going to look for custom thumbnails. Make sure you're eligible. If not, you can click how to, click to learn more and find out. So that's how you do it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And please thumb up this video. And if you want to learn more about web design and tutorials for YouTube and social media, definitely subscribe to my channel. Talk to you soon.